Newport News in Review starts right now.
Hello, I'm Aaron Pritchett, and welcome to this edition of Newport News in Review for the month of September 2010. A time to take a deep breath and open your eyes to the bountiful beauties of a brand new season, because fall is officially here. And as the autumn winds of change sweep all across Hampton roads, bringing with it much cooler temperatures and the anticipation of spectacular displays of color, it's also a time to focus in on going back to school, especially for the kids, as they gear up for another exciting year of learning, and for the Newport News public school system, as the entire staff, from teachers to administrators, do all they can to assure a successful and smooth year in each and every classroom at all the schools, and believe it or not, even out on the road, as we bring the show to you from the very impressive Newport News Public School System's transportation facility located at Jefferson Avenue and Hogan Drive in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. It begins with a book, one that you probably remember hearing as a child, giving you your first encounter with school, and more importantly, that famous yellow school bus, where the wheels on the bus go round and round. But as you grow older, you soon find out that it takes much more than just the wheels on the bus to ensure that children are safely and efficiently transported to and from school each and every day. And that certainly is the case at the Newport News Public School System's transportation facility, a place that may not look like much from just a glance, but indeed is a critical component of helping to keep the more than 400 school buses on the road, thanks to a dedicated staff of more than 500 employees that consist of everything from office staff and mechanics behind the scenes to the most qualified drivers who are out on the front lines, driving buses each and every day throughout the school year. But just because school's in session, there's no time to relax, because this multifaceted operation is a year-round, well-oiled machine that is constantly and consistently striving to be the best that it can be, thanks to its on-site automotive facility staffed by some of the most talented technicians and mechanics who carefully inspect, repair, and maintain the entire fleet of buses throughout the city, to its dedicated staff in the communications office that can track each and every school bus on the road at any given time thanks to GPS, and the work being done in the Edulog office that helps to schedule and plan every bus stop here in this city. But that's not all, because when it comes to getting behind the wheel, bus drivers are put through their paces as they are introduced to in-depth classroom training, where some of the best instructors around immerse them into the ever-changing policies, procedures, rules, and regulations of school bus driving here in the city of Newport News and beyond. Not to mention getting them up close and personal with the ins and outs, the overall operation, and the maneuverability of these 15-ton yellow workhorses that serve a dual purpose. First, as their tough tool of transportation for the more than 5 million miles they're driven each year, and second, a safe cocoon of sorts for the more than 24,000 students that they safely and efficiently transport to and from school on field trips and athletic events throughout the year. So, from a very familiar children's book to a very important lesson in life, this is where the rubber meets the road, thanks to an incredible team of dedicated employees that put safety first and gladly accept the trust you place in them every time a child steps foot on the bus and those famous wheels on the bus continue to go round and round. We are proud to feature the Newport News Public School System's transportation facility and hope that you too will make safety first in and around every school bus you see, whether stopped or in motion, for the sake of the drivers, the parents, and especially the children going to and from school. Well, September has been another busy month, so let's take a look at what's been going on right here in the city of Newport News. It's time to give back and make a difference in the community, as hundreds of Christopher Newport University students come together for a unique event that helps them to enhance their college experience and, greater yet, prepare them for the real world, with a chance to volunteer with the numerous nonprofit organizations and agencies that make this city and all of Hampton Roads so special. Letting the good times roll, as this special group of young, spry folks takes to the lanes to show you that age is just a number and that life is worth living each and every day to the fullest, as they strike it big with plenty of fellowship and fun.
You got your license, registration, and insurance card?
And it's a show of force that will have you seeing blue, as the Newport News Police Department conducts a very important safety measure that focuses in on cracking down on crime and, more importantly, saving lives for those who choose to drink and drive here in the city of Newport News. Life is full of surprises. You never know what lies around the next bend in the road. But whatever it may be, make sure you're well prepared to handle any and all consequences, whether good and or bad, and no matter if it's a big inconvenience or not, because it very well could be the one thing that saves your life. Well, that's exactly the whole purpose behind the numerous DUI checkpoints that the Newport News Police Department conducts at any given time on any given day or night throughout the city, as they are committed to keeping you safe, this city safe, and the lives of others out on the road.
How you doing? My name's Officer Blazer, Newport News Police.
We do the DUI checkpoints. One is to ensure that we get intoxicated drivers off the road. Intoxicated drivers cause a good number of accidents, and we want to make sure that the roads are safe for the citizens of Newport News to drive to and from work and to go and play.
Hey, good, sir. Have a good night.
Well, first of all, we find the funding, and we got our funding through a DMV grant for highway safety. There's a lot of safety issues. You got to find a good site, one that you can pull cars off to the side of the road fairly easy to do a further investigation. You also want to have a good number of vehicles come through so that you're interacting with a lot of the public.
It's a checkpoint. It's a no tolerance, so any kind of violation that we see, end up pulling over and give you a summons for it. Do me a favor, take that object off your mirror, because it is a violation.
There's all kinds of things that we look for during our interaction. We don't want to hold the public up for a long time unless there's a reason to. Even though the purpose of our checkpoint is DUIs, occasionally we do run into a situation where we will find drugs. We had one this evening where a young man didn't have an ID with him, so we pulled him off to the side. And when we ran his information, he had an outstanding warrant. At that point, he was placed under arrest, and during the search incident to arrest, there was drugs found in his vehicle.
For about 5 ounces. There's no shortage of drugs coming in and out of the city. That's one of the big reasons why we do these checkpoints. A lot of people kind of, thumb their noses at marijuana. It's certainly not the most dangerous drug out there, but we've had documented homicides in this city over marijuana.
It's a good win for the city. We're going to take a good amount of marijuana off the streets that would probably get into some young people's hands and start them down a path that they don't need to go down.
I'm Lieutenant Eddy. We're doing a DUI checkpoint. Now please see your driver's license.
Setting up a checkpoint isn't always the easiest thing to do. It's time consuming to get all the players and all the volunteers in the right place at the right time, finding the funding, and just making sure all the equipment is available. And then once you get it set up, it's getting everybody to work together as a team, and we've been very successful with that tonight.
It's a place that many people don't know too much about or can even comprehend, but it's definitely a driving force in the area of cutting-edge technology and complex research that attracts leading scientists from around the world. And right now, the very impressive U.S. Department of Energy's Jefferson Lab right here in Newport News is undergoing a multi-million-dollar expansion project that will help keep this state-of-the-art facility on the right track as a world leader in building a comprehensive understanding of the atom's nucleus. And they recently broke ground on yet another new addition with a brand new technology and engineering development facility that will indeed change the face of this remarkable and innovative laboratory.
Good morning, everyone. And it's my great pleasure to welcome everybody here for the groundbreaking for the Technology and Engineering Development Facility, TEDF. About a year ago, year and a half, we held a groundbreaking for the 12 GV upgrade project. That project, $300 million project, is designed to enhance our science facilities, to upgrade the accelerator and the experimental facilities. But it's not sufficient that the science capabilities be upgraded. It's also important that we have the appropriate level of infrastructure and facilities. So the Science Laboratory Infrastructure Program out of the Office of Science at DOE is designed to do just that. Along with the General Plant Project funding, this will transform the laboratory. Already over the course of the last year, we've seen things changing, and this will bring the facilities that we have here at Jefferson Lab up to 21st century standards. It'll provide critical infrastructure needed for our endeavors over the next 20 years and will allow us to optimize the use of precious resources in support of our nation's science agenda. The Technology and Engineering Development Facility is a prime example of such optimization. When it's completed in 2014, we'll have a facility that will provide the lab with the very best tools and equipment and space for doing accelerator and detector technology research and development. It will also ensure that Jefferson Lab can support the Office of Science programs both here, at other national labs across the country, as well as enabling our collaboration with institutes around the world.
1, 2, 3.
For Newport News, construction and technology and the engineering development facility means a creation of new jobs and the retention of existing ones. Additionally, with much of the construction being performed by local contractors and suppliers, this project will provide an economic boost for the city as well as for the region. Jefferson Lab is not only an integral part of our business community, but it is also a leading partner in educating future generations. On behalf of the Newport News City Council, I extend congratulations on yet another milestone in our already impressive history. The Technology and Engineering Development Facility will no doubt ensure that Newport News remains a world leader in science, technology, engineering, and nuclear research.
To some, it's the Earth's gravitational pull. To others, it's simply love. But when you get right down to it, it can be anything you want it to be, because there are indeed plenty of things that make the world go round. And it can even be a better place when you decide to give back and think of others in and around your community. Well, that's exactly what Christopher Newport University is focusing on, as several hundred students recently came together inside the David Student Union Center for a chance to volunteer with more than 60 nonprofit organizations and agencies, thanks to CNU's second annual volunteer fair sponsored by the Center for Service Learning and Social Entrepreneurship.
We're actually at max capacity in the ballroom, so we might have to expand next year somehow, but it's just really popular because students can kind of come to one place and find all kinds of different ways to connect to the community, and likewise it kind of expands the ability of the not-for-profits to reach the folks they're trying to serve.
We can use volunteers in any kind of capacity. Whatever it is you want to learn, we've got it.
It's really exciting for us as a center, and for me personally, I live here, I love Newport News, to be able to see these folks coming together. If they can connect the volunteer opportunity with what they're learning in the classroom, with what they're already passionate about socially, it's really a win. It strengthens their experience at CNU, and it gives them a great tie to the community around them.
It's been a great experience because so many people think that you're going to impact someone else's life, whereas really I've gotten more benefit out of it than I would have ever dreamed.
Otherwise, coming to the family events or to the fundraising events.
It is very much like Christmas for me, really. I've never been in an event like this before. To have students who are already interested in volunteering approach us and say, tell me more about your organization, and then decide that they'd like to learn even more and perhaps volunteer for us. This is unbelievable.
We look at the community partners as educators of our students. We can educate them theoretically, the book learning part of it, but then they go out into the community and they really learn how to apply it. And that is what makes not only educated people, but good citizens.
I love volunteering. It's just, you can't really get a feel, college students, you like to party or whatever, but you don't get that same feel that you get from volunteering and seeing the difference that you've made from, any amount of, parties I can go to. And it's an experience. The university itself is just so kindred to service, and just being a part of that itself is an experience in itself. And like I said, I couldn't have went any place better and got the same experience. This is truly a world-shaping and a mind-shaping campus, so I'm just glad to be a part of it.
There are 15 tons of steel, mechanically engineered to be both tough and dependable, and painted a very recognizable bright shade of yellow to stand out and get your attention. And although these yellow workhorses are what you usually associate with school transportation, their looks can be quite deceiving, because it's the people behind the scenes that are often overlooked that are responsible for putting these buses on the road each and every day to safely and efficiently transport your children to and from school. But these people won't be overlooked anymore. as we showcase what goes on at the very remarkable Newport News Public School Transportation Facility nestled in the woods behind Jefferson Lab in the Oyster Point section of Newport News.
We take our responsibility very seriously, even though we try to have fun while we're doing it. I mean, it's almost very difficult to put into words how proud we are of our people. There's over 500 employees in transportation, and we're servicing all the schools morning and afternoon. You'll see our buses on the road pretty much from 5 in the morning till a lot of times 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. We're divided into a number of different sections in our department. We have a planning section that uses Edulog, a routing and scheduling computer software to schedule all of our bus stops and routes. We have a safety and training department that recruits, brings in and trains all of our drivers and does continuing training with our drivers throughout the school year. We have also a full service maintenance department that does all of the maintenance and repairs on our buses.
It's very challenging work and it's a lot of fun work. We all get along and we get very dirty. Yes, we do. Every 30 operating days, we go test drive the bus, make sure the governor works, bring it in. We have a sheet that we go by that's a state guideline. We check everything according to the sheet, and any repairs that need to be done, we repair them, and then we send them out, and away they go again. My kids ride these buses also, and if they're not safe for my kid to ride, I don't let any one of them ride. So we make sure that they're top of the line shape before they leave out of the shop. There's a lot of people that make it happen. It's not just a small group of people, it's everybody. We all work as a team and we all get the stuff done.
We do a lot of things behind the scenes that people may not see.
Remember, the bus does not accelerate rapidly.
We do training all year round and recruiting all year round, but we get the most people during the summertime. So in the summertime, when we first start out, we have classes, new driver training, almost every week. In all states now, in order to earn the S endorsement, drivers have to go through specialized school bus driver training. So we teach them what the laws and regulations are in Virginia as related to the school bus. We also teach them local policy. In each locality, you may have different regulations that can exceed what the state requires.
The door, of course, you got to close before you move. As soon as you close your door, turn the hazards off and hit it and get across the track.
The classroom training is very important because a lot of people come here, they've never, ever driven a commercial vehicle before. And we don't just stay in the classroom the whole time. We take them in and out of the classroom for hands-on for all the different things.
It's so much more just picking your keys up, jumping on the school bus. And so we're gonna go over everything on the pre-trip. And this is something you really need to study, making everything is safe for us to drive our children. And what we're looking for, when we go up under the hood, we wanna make sure all your fluids is at the proper level. You wanna make sure all your belts not cracked, so when you get out there, they won't pop. Then you also have to check up under the bus. Then you come inside, you're checking all your seats. Want to make sure they're mounted down, bolt down properly. No cut or torn in the seats. You're supposed to check that after every load. Making sure all your emergency exits is working. They can open and close just in case you do have that emergency. When we get outside, you're checking all the lights. Everything on your bus has to work before you pull off in the morning. Everything must work. Every kid steps on your bus, they belong to you. You're responsible for whatever happens to them. Treat every kid like it's your kid.
Slowly back it up. Come back, slowly. Come on, you're doing all right. Just keep on going.
You have the pre-trip inspection. After that, then you have the backup, which consists of 2 events, which is the straight line and the curve bagging.
Now, straighten it out.
So we train them. In order to drive this monstrosity vehicle, you must use the mirrors, which consist of 7 mirrors. So the driver actually constantly is turning he or she head, constantly watching the bus to make sure the bus is where it's supposed to be at all times. The hands-on training is, Project 1 is 100% effective due to the fact that everything is slated clean, and we train our driver from a square blocks, slate, and we actually comb, trim the sides, and all the bad habits is out the window to new habits to drive in a commercial vehicle versus this bus right here.
And be honest with you, I was one of those people that used to watch people drive school buses thinking that'd be a gravy job, and it's not anymore. You know, not only are you responsible for the kids, but you're responsible for the safety of the bus, you're responsible for the safety of those children, you're also responsible for the safety of pedestrians and other vehicles that are around your bus and all of those things. And to finally come to the place where the safety portion of it is second nature and you can also watch the children, that takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of experience.
It's great to have the classroom training, it's great to have the hands-on training, but it really comes down to the children. So once a person has passed their CDL test and they actually have a driver's license, then we need children to train them with. During the normal school year, we have routes. In the summertime, we have a unique way of training the bus drivers, and we call it bus camp. And what bus camp is we've recruited several children to come in, and we pick them up as if they're going to school, and we keep them all day, and the drivers practice picking them up and dropping them off at different locations, schools, field trips, parks, and that sort of thing.
We go everywhere. We've been to Blueberry Gap Farm today. We go to educational sites, and they are here to learn how to start school, be in an environment with other people, learn their alphabets, write their names, and things like that.
Anything and everything can happen on a bus. The kids that we recruit are not all the same. In other words, they have to deal with a bus load of what we would call normal, everyday kids.
I used to be one of those people that I thought this was a breeze of a job and easy, and it is not, but with the training, it's a great job.
We enjoy what we do, we like what we do, we study hard and continue to develop our people to be able to provide the best service that we can provide. And our slogan, our motto is that we want to be in a position to provide the safest and most efficient transportation that's available.
You're only as old as you think you are, because age is really just a number, and there's certainly no reason to sit back and watch time pass you by, because the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism's Active Lifestyles program has plenty for you to do to stay active, and best of all, plenty of opportunities to stay in the game. Especially if it's the game of bowling, as we take you to the classic lanes in Newport News with some of the spryest bowlers around.
I love it. I used to bowl a long time ago, and I just love it. I've been coming every time they come.
We are out here today.
Oh, we gonna get something this time.
To bowl. We chose 2 years ago to bowl every first Tuesday of the month.
Wonderful.
And our participation has grown tremendously. A lot of people that didn't bowl, they're out here bowling strikes today. And I'm really proud of these people because they have done a great job as far as growing. These are some feisty people that I deal with on a daily basis. They're high-spirited, fun. I mean, it's just something you could come and do just to get out the house so that you won't be at home by yourself. And I just thank God for them, I really do. I think it helps them. I think it lubricates, makes them want to do it even more. Sometimes after the first time you try, you might be a little sore, but when you hit a strike, it makes you want to come back again. But I mean, actively, I think it does them a world of good.
That's a blessing, really. Because I had a stroke, I was in a wheelchair one time. I was in a wheelchair and walk on a cane now. So the Lord been blessing me to do better and better every day. I'm bowling now. I'm bowling this time for the first time. And I enjoy doing it so far.
Helping others, and also it's helping me. Like for instance, I'm retired for about 15 years, and it gets me out of the house. It gives me something to do. I go 3 days a week, all activities. I really love it. We do things together, we enjoy each other, and it's good.
It's very important. We need to keep them active because they count just like everybody else. You can't just push them to the side. They have a lot to offer. I mean, it makes you feel good about yourself. So therefore, if you don't get a ribbon or a trophy, just the fact of knowing what you've done got you out of the house. You're around people that you can talk to, share things with, have fun, with. So, there is nothing you can't really put a price or anything on it because it's just a wonderful feeling, I think.
Some of the best plans in life are subject to change, especially when you add into the mix a very unpredictable hurricane that ends up fizzling out over Hampton roads, but still lingering around long enough to cause quite a disruption of sorts for several events, including one of the most enjoyable free community concerts around. But as they say, the show must go on, and so it did, as Woodside High School became an alternative venue for the one and only Virginia Symphony Orchestra.
Every Labor Day weekend in Newport News, we like to present a free concert by the Virginia Symphony, which is an incredible opportunity to have a world-class symphony here in Newport News for free for the citizens. A lot of people who maybe can't afford to buy tickets for their other performances can enjoy that. We used to have 2 concerts a year by them. We're down to 1 concert. We're lucky to keep that with budget cuts. And people are really excited about the concert for Labor Day weekend. Unfortunately, another tradition we have in Newport News is it raining on the August concert for the Virginia Symphony for Labor Day weekend. And this year we even had a situation of a hurricane, or almost a hurricane. It was going to be a hurricane. And we tried leading up to this week, and we were talking back and forth this symphony. Can we do it? Can we not? The day before, we're still going to try to do it. The morning of, we were still going to try to come out for City Center, which is where we like to have it outside under the stars. And we got right down to the wire at the last minute. We couldn't pull it off. It was not enough time to get the equipment in and be ready. But fortunately, we did have a rain site set up here at Woodside High School. And as you can see, some very loyal music lovers have made it to Woodside High School. We posted a sign at City Center redirecting it, and redirected people on our phones and on our website. And luckily, we have a concert, we have an audience, and they're enjoying some great music here tonight.
But we do them here, we do them around Hampton Roads, and it's an opportunity, it's really a gift to the community for their support all these years, and it's sort of a preview for what's upcoming with the Virginia Symphony. Tonight we sort of have a sampling of music, both from our classical series and our pop series. I think it's really important because, not everybody knows about the Virginia Symphony. They're not ticket buyers, so this is an opportunity to bring the symphony out and give them a chance to hear us for free.
Parks and Recreation is very happy to present this concert, and we hope next year we'll be under the stars again, but if not, we'll have another plan. The city works together with the Newport News Arts Commission is involved also getting this concert together. There's a lot of people who have made the commitment to continue to offer this type of concert. Parks and Recreation, they think of a lot of people playing baseball and fall festival. And of course, those are some great programs too, but we really do try to offer something for everybody. And this is another way we can reach out to the whole community. And we know when we have these concerts, it's not just Newport News residents. We have the surrounding community come to enjoy this too. And Newport News is happy to be a host for this great concert for all of Hampton Roads.
Well, that's about all the time we have for you this month. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Newport News in Review, as we've taken you behind the scenes of the very impressive Newport News Public School System's transportation facility. And as always, on behalf of everyone here at Newport News TV, whether you're watching us on TV or online at nngov.com, Facebook, or YouTube, thanks for watching. And we'll see you real soon for the October edition of Newport News in Review right here on Newport News Television.